Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of The Other Side of Sports. My name is Robert Jerez, and I'm here to talk today about Atlanta United. Welcome back. So, many of you might want to hear me talk and rant about maybe the refs. And the refs were absolutely awful. They completely decided the game, stuff like that. Yeah. You'll get that from me, that's for sure. Because some of the times, in other sports, when it comes down to certain plays, like football, you throw the ball into the end zone, they get a pass interference, and all of a sudden you get the ball on the one that completely changes the game. Now, granted, they have adjusted this rule, but this was pretty much that example happening in real time for the soccer game that I was watching yesterday. The referees basically, the red card might have been justified with the cleat going into the opposing player's knee by Greg Garza, but prior to that, there was a couple of missed calls. Not to mention the goal taken away from Josef Martinez, which should have put us up 2-0. Instead, we're sitting there at 1-0. Then all of a sudden, we get a penalty called in the box. Doesn't even look like it's called on the right person, because Gonzalez Pirez didn't touch anything but the ball, and that person was then allowed to take a penalty kick and tie the game up right before halftime, leaving it 1-1 in a game that we should have been leading 2-0. We were leading the possession. We were leading the shots on the goal. We were leading shots taken. It was an Atlanta United game to lose. And in the second half, after the red card, and then after we did not get a penalty called on us while we were running into the goal to score, they kicked the ball back down the field, and next thing you know, it's 2-1, and now we're playing catch up. We get a red card with Garza, and after that, we're trying to do too much. We're trying to really just make something happen, and then even at the end, we had our chances. But needless to say, we lost the game 3-1 to the New York Red Bulls, who we came into the game tied with goal differential at +12. They now lead the league with +14. Atlanta United drops down to third in that category with +10. However, Atlanta United is still number one. We are still the best team in the MLS, regardless of what the refs might try to do to us. We still are competitive, entertaining, and on the verge of being something very special. Now let me tell you a little bit more about our players. We're led by Josef Martinez, Miguel Almiron, and Ezequiel Barco when it comes to scoring. Martinez with 8 goals, Almiron with 6, and Barco with 3. A lot of shots on goals. Almiron leads the league in shots taken. Might not necessarily be the best thing. However, he gets a lot of opportunities. Just like in last game, he had 6 shots, 4 on goal. Hats off to the goalkeeper for the Red Bulls, who just had an amazing game. He really had a very good game. We rank first in goals. We are tied with the New York Red Bulls with 26 as a squad. Shots on goal, we are tied 6th with 63 shots on goal. So exciting. We do play a wonderful brand of soccer where we are the fastest team probably in the MLS. A lot of our players can be onsides 1 minute, and next thing you know, they're breaking down the field to a well-placed ball for somebody to take a shot, maybe Martinez or so, and we're fun to watch. A couple of assist leaders. Almiron leads the team in assists also with 5. He is also currently ranked 4th in Player of the Year in the MLS. Due to looking at the MLSsoccer.com, you can see where those Audi Player Index rank. On top of everything, we are basically at the precipice of being in a place where it could all come together really good for Atlanta United this year. Speaking back to Barco, and I would love to see us get him a little bit more involved with shots taken, as he only has 8 shots taken all year, even though he is kind of not the primary focus of the offense. He's so electric. You just got to get the ball in his possession and just let him work magic, because that's what he's going to do. And if he can get it all together, we saw a little bit of him and Julian Gressel, not necessarily on the same timing and wavelength when it comes to making passes and advancing the ball. But if we can clean that up and we can get him and Nagbe, Nagbe is already looking more polished as far as it pertains to the chemistry of the overall team on the field. Man, we could be so exciting. You never know who's going to score. Even Nagbe can score. I know that's not his primary focus, but when we're moving the ball around, we're just so fast. You never know who's going to cut in, who's going to cut out, and how it's going to end. It's one of the most exciting things that I've ever seen. I used to not be a soccer fan until about 5 years ago when I started watching Atletico Madrid play. And then when I finally went to my first MLS game was the Sounders a few years ago. Man, I just couldn't wait for the Atlanta United atmosphere that was going to come. And man, I could have never imagined it would be like this. Last year I went to about 6-7 games. The atmosphere is just a wonderful experience, man. When everyone's yelling, when we score, when we're chanting, when we're doing the ATL, there's just nothing like it. And it's super, super special for the city of Atlanta to have something else that we can attach to. Like I said in many other podcasts, we have a lot of young teams that are looking good. The Falcons look great. They've been doing well for a little bit, but the Braves now with their exciting win, and they're number 1 in the NL, and they had a great comeback yesterday. We thought maybe that could come into play, for the Atlanta United team, but it just never really turned the corner for us. And then, with those calls not really going our way, there was only so much we could do. It's kind of like, hey, we move on to the next one. We're still number 1 in the league, in the Major League of Soccer. Well, the MLS anyways. We have a lot to look forward to. We need to keep the intensity up at home. We have lost the last 2 games at home, so definitely want to change that. So I feel sorry for whoever we're going to play next time we're at home. But when that day comes, we're going to be back on track. Hopefully we stick to number 1. The road is ours ahead. And look out, everybody, because Atlanta looks like we're here to stay and unite and conquer this MLS. So thank you once again for watching my podcast. I really appreciate the subscribers and the likes. If you liked it, again, like it at the bottom, subscribe. More on the way. Today's Atlanta United. We don't know what the next one's going to be. But I'm trying to put one out about once a week. Once again, trying to really get everyone involved. It would be nice to have set up some kind of debate like forum for everybody. Just so I like talking to everybody, and I don't want to just be up here talking. So that's the plan. That's the goal. Thank you once again for showing up for another edition of The Other Side, and I greatly appreciate it. And look out for more in the future. Thank you.